The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
All right, Buckeye basketball fans, this is a different one. This is a unique one. It is 9:30, as you know, because you can read a clock and you're listening to this right now. We're 1 hour away from tip-off. 10:30 East Coast tip-off, Buckeyes at USC. This is just life now. You knew that you were going to get one of these. It's much worse for the West Coast teams. Just talk to Eric Musselman, USC's coach. The Buckeyes actually have the travel advantage over the home team tonight because USC was just out here on the East Coast. They lost to Rutgers. They lost to Maryland on that trip. Then they had to fly back Sunday night. I think they got back at 3 a.m., and then their guys had to go to class at 8 a.m. I've heard Eric Musselman a number of times this year talk about it. And look, he's the first-year coach out there. I don't know how many people remember that he's one of the hot coaching commodities. Left Arkansas to take this gig, and now he's got problems with the travel. But this was always going to be the thing. If you were USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington, you kind of knew that this was going to be your life. If you want the big bucks that come along with the Big Ten, this is what you get. And Ohio State is going to have to feel it one time a year, depending on how they continue to adjust the schedule in the future. Maybe there's some years where they'll have to do 2 of these trips to try to make it more fair for the West Coast teams. I don't know what they're ultimately going to do, but they lost 69-61 to UCLA last time out. It was better. It wasn't good enough to get a win, but we go back to Jake Diebler afterwards, and he was proud of his team in a couple of key areas.
Our toughness and our togetherness were back to the standard and the level that we needed to be, and that was really good to see. And listen, this team's responded, so there was no question in my mind where we were going to have that. You know, in an environment against a team who plays with great physicality and toughness defensively, I thought we did what we needed to do in response to that as well throughout the course of the game. You know, we were a couple shots short, and a couple rebounds short. Just a few possessions that could have changed the entire complexion of the very end.
Yeah, one of the sticking points for me was a guy that's just been nothing more than a chip. He's been a guy that's come off the bench. He's got size, and you can't teach that. I know the guy we're about to talk to, Ron Stokes, he loves that line, and I agree with him. It's something that you can't teach. Ade Mara for UCLA has that, right? He's got that. He's got some potential to his game. Well, the Buckeyes have 2 guys that have that size that you can't coach. The 7'1" Aaron Bradshaw, who wasn't in the game, of course, and Ivan Yegovan, who was in the game but was rather ineffective. And Ade Mara basically goes out there off the bench and has a 10-9 game, and his output was more than the 3 Ohio State big guys combined, with Stewart, who is in foul trouble, with Yegovan and Austin Parks, who, look, Parks, I can't expect that much because he's not really been in the rotation much, but was called upon to try to do some things. So one game against Northwestern, you just don't even show up. And the next game against UCLA, you show up, you're there, you're in the fight, but you also have one of your second worst offensive performances of the season, and it's just hitting at a really, really bad time. And you're up against the wall. Like, if you're talking about the NCAA tournament, this is it. Pay attention to tonight. See what kind of Ohio State team comes out there and responds. I think it's a little thing called we'll see. I'm not entirely sure, because when you're on a 3-game skid, this is a team right now that's got 13 losses, and so you're relying on plenty of things going the right way for you to be able to get the job done. And one of those things is we've seen that the Buckeyes cannot really shoot sub 40%. Their defense was much, much better against UCLA. I don't know if it's going to be able to be that much better consistently when nothing is flowing on the offensive end. Devin Royal's got to get right. He's a big part of it. He's hit like a couple of baskets in the last 2 games. And you need your leaders, and Bruce Thornton, Micah Parrish has to be there for you. John Mobley has to get healthy, and he has to take some steps here late in his true freshman season. I will tell you, though, busy night. When you have this 10:30 tip-off, that means you're usually part of a triple header in Big Ten basketball. It started with a really good game, Maryland at Michigan State. So if you didn't catch this just a short while ago, Maryland was down 4 late, Michigan slopping the ball away. Maryland gets in a situation where there's 42 seconds left. They have no timeouts. They got to play defense. They get the stop. They force the stop on Michigan State, and then they take it down the other way and try to work it. Not a really good shot. Here's how it sounded down the finish. Michigan State and Maryland.
Gotta go. Gillespie for three. Call or no. Holloman looks the clock. Half court for the win. Oh my goodness. Holloman from half court to win it on the road.
Oh, my God. In the world of Gus Johnson, ha ha! I cannot believe that. It was 60-plus feet. Holloman just chucks it. An absolutely terrible, garbage shot and decision by Gillespie, who is a great player. He knows better. Lots of time left to get up, try to draw a foul, anything but a step back, pull up 30-foot three from the left wing with too much time left. It's a bad shot. It shouldn't have been with that much time left. And Michigan State made him pay. And Tom Izzo afterwards was saying it was just a lucky shot, but he said it right. He said, I'm absolutely happy to take the win out of here, and we still deserve to win. They did. They forced a stop, if nothing less, and it was going to overtime. Let's keep breaking this one down, though. We're bringing it back to the Buckeyes and USC, the game at hand. Let's break it down with Ron Stokes.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
I don't care how it has to happen, Ron. I'll take a Dale Bonner-esque three at the buzzer if we need it tonight.
Amen. Amen. Take anything at this juncture of the year, right?
Man, how about that shot? I don't know if you saw that clip yet, but
I heard about
goodness.
it. I heard about it. I'm looking for it. Once we get off, I'm going to go and look at it. But, hey, players make plays. You hear coaches say it all the time.
Yeah, and, it's just, I think it goes to show you your basketball IQ cannot shut down for 1 second this time of year. It can't.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And I really hope, where's your mood going into this game? Just your vibe, your feeling. You've been out there on the trip. Does it feel like these guys are locked in for this one?
Well, I tell you, I have not been around them as much. Skip and Paul have been, he went to the shoot around today, so it's a weird trip for me.
Sure.
It's the first time this has ever happened, right? The West Coast swing. It seemed like we've been out here for 2 weeks. It's really different. I thought the team, to Jake's point, played significantly better as a group, their toughness. But I'm concerned because the last two games, sub 35% from the field, sub 25% from beyond the arc. You got to be better than that to win. And this is the time of the year where people are watching, and 3 straight games with an L. That is not a team that's trying to get in the NCAA tournament. So these last 3 games are must. They got to win these games to be in the conversation. They just got to win them. There's no other choice. They got to win.
They do. They have to. They got to win. Go at least 2-1 and then win some in the tourney, or just win all 3.
Win all 3.
Yeah.
Win all 3.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because if you look at it, and we could talk about the next games. Jake Diebler and his team is focused on USC, but we could talk about the next game.
Sure.
But if you don't win all of these, chances are you're going to have 15 losses, and I'm not sure if you go back. You go back in the history of the Big Ten, I don't think any team has had 15 losses that's made the tournament. So, you just put pressure. That losing a game at Northwestern hurt for a number of reasons because we were clearly outplayed. It was a home game. You needed to win that game to take pressure off winning out here. But to your point and your question, they need to win all 3 from my standpoint.
You know better than anyone, when this team's been at its peaks, the offense has flowed. Like, they've gotten good looks, and it just seems like maybe the sickness is part of it, but they just haven't had the assist numbers. They just haven't had a ton of good looks out of the offense. That needs to change.
Yeah, I'm a little perplexed about the game against Northwestern. I really thought, they were playing well, and to a point where if they lose a game, it wouldn't be like that, right? It was just a total beat down by Northwestern on your home court. I was just shocked.
Shocking.
But I think the thing that really hurts right now is John Mobley's forward game. He has not been the same guy. One of the things I loved about him, I love his game. He's going to be a tremendous player for us at Scarlet and Gray. But even despite not shooting well, Tim, he still did things well in terms of assists. The last couple of games, his floor game has not been there, along with the lack of shooting. So hopefully he can come out and have a good floor game here tonight.
And it's got to change. And everyone knows it, or else their NCAA tournament resume dies right on the hill.
Yep.
So that's where we're at. Ron, can't wait to hear the pregame show. Nice 7:30 tip-off for you guys. Late night 10:30 ball here in Columbus.
7:30 right, 7:30.
I know,
okay,
right?
All right, man. Go Bucks.
Yep,
let's get it.
Absolutely. Go Bucks. Whoa, what a weird night. Buckeyes in Los Angeles taking on USC. A lot on the line tonight. Buckeye Hoops up next on The Fan.
You've been listening to Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Nonstop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
This is a Craver service announcement. Stop what you're doing and get 10 cheese sliders for a new low price of just $7.99. Your choice of melty American, spicy jalapeno, or cheddar cheese. Only $7.99 for 10 cheese sliders. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
A Tim Hortons treat with Nutella is the perfect way to add a little joy to your day, whatever your day brings. Imagine reading your book with a smooth hazelnut mocha iced cap topped with Nutella, or tackling your to-do list with a delicious croissant filled with Nutella and whipped sweet cream. And when you're heading to the office, grab a hazelnut mocha iced coffee with cold foam, because there's nothing better than combining that irresistible Nutella taste with your favorite Tims. Treat yourself with the Nutella lineup, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants, naturally and artificially flavored.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial